Morning guys. Wow. Yeah. Speed ticket Bungle. As you guys well know, I've been recording speed camera tickets or speed cameras now for, well, since the 13th or 31st of October back in 2013. I started recording them. I've recorded over 50 cameras and over the last year and a half in the general local area of Waimaku, Kumeu, John Key's local electorate. Well, at least that's where his place is. Now, I found it a bit excessive, and I know through paperwork and evidence that I've obtained through the New Zealand Police that the minimum one could expect to see, revenue being brought in by the speed camera on a daily basis is roughly around $20,000, and I worked that out over a Speedflex speed camera deployment register back in 23rd of November 2012, where I'd questioned one and they sent me the information. Now on that deployment register it states that there are over 2,700 and something odd cars that went past the camera over a 7-hour period. Of that 2,700 volume of cars, 638 were issued tickets. Now that works out on average of 1 out of every 5 cars was getting issued a ticket, and it worked out at over 90 cars per hour were getting given a ticket. Now I don't know if anyone's got a ticket, whether you have. If you're like me and you've got the minimum ticket you can get, which is roughly about $30. Okay, so you multiply that $30 times the 638 just for that one day, and you've got yourself $19,140, I think I worked it out at. So, on an average day, you can happily say that if you see a speed camera, he's pulling in 20 grand minimum. Now, if you only go up 1 kilometre an hour, that ticket doubles. For example, I was doing 59 kilometres, I believe it might have been, in a 50k area. They have a threshold of 4 or 5 where they allow, so 4k's over that. I was doing 59 and I got a $30 ticket. My mother-in-law was doing 60k's in the same area. She got a $60 ticket. And the shop owner down the road, Cal, he got doing 61 kilometres an hour, and he got a $90 ticket. So working on that theory, well, fact, you've got yourself an increment of $30 per kilometre. What this I'm about to read you will show you just exactly how you're all being ripped off and robbed blind. Okay. This reads as follows. Speed camera limit Bungle. The invalid tickets. Okay, so straight away we know the tickets are invalid. Alright? This is by Ivex Davidson. From Politics, and that's at isaacdavidson.newzealandherald.co.nz. I'm going to be sending you an email later, Ivan, with some links. You should go to legislation.govt.nz, look up something called the Interpretations Act 1999, and you look up Section 7. Okay, Section 7 specifically states that no legislative or no enactment shall have retrospective effect. Moving on to the reading. Up to 25 councils may have forgotten to set speed limits on their roads, meaning tens of thousands of tickets. Okay, tens of thousands. I'm thinking it's a lot more than that. Tens of thousands of tickets could be invalid. The government moved urgently last night to fix the blunder, rushing through a law change to validate the speed limits, and any ticket issued since 2004. That's 11 years, people. 11 years worth of speeding tickets, and I can prove just in one area that over $1 million has been extracted within a year and a half. So put that into perspective. 25 different areas, 11-year time span, and they're saying tens of thousands? Bull. On one day, that one ticket, that one camera pulled 638 tickets. They're trying to say it's just tens of thousands over an 11-year period in 25 different districts or areas? Think, people. You're getting the wall pulled over. Transport Minister Simon Bridges said the retrospective, got that? Retrospective legislation was required for public safety. How on earth is that required for public safety? How can anything be made in retrospect for public safety? The only reason they are making a retrospective law against their own rules to help the public safety is because they would have to pay back literally millions of dollars that were invalidly issued and incorrectly charged to the general public. That's why. Okay? That's why they rushed, because there is millions and millions of dollars tied up in this, folks, and just read it in the paper and think it's normal. Okay, we haven't wanted to create serious legal uncertainties and a safety situation where obviously people might feel that they could speed on our roads, he said. So they're saying it's public safety that they rush legislation through to fix the blunder of them issuing invalid tickets for 11 years over 25 different areas. And this is for public safety. This is so they don't have to pay all of those people that were invalidly and incorrectly charged money back. This has got nothing to do with public safety. But don't say that you're going back in the past to help public safety, because you can't do anything about the past. It's ridiculous. This is solely so they don't have to pay money back. So yeah, we haven't wanted to create serious legal uncertainties and a safety situation where obviously people might feel that they could speed because they don't see a road sign, he said. Mr. Bridges admitted that the blunder meant that there had technically been no speed limit on a number of roads for up to 11 years. Of course, that is not going to be the legal position, because this law change will be retrospective, he said. So far, just one local body, the Kapiti District Council, was confirmed to have expired speed limits. Mr. Bridges said up to 25 councils might be in the same situation. We can be almost certain it's more than Kapiti District Council. How many and who, I cannot say. Under law changes made more than 10 years ago, councils were given responsibilities for setting up speed limits on all roads, except those with 100-kilometre speed limits. Really? You're leaving it up to councils to set speed limits. These included roads outside schools, where the speed limit dropped to 20 kilometres an hour, and stretches of highway where drivers were forced to slow down as they passed through townships. Councils have to review their speed limits every 5 years, or they expired. Kapiti Council's officials approached the government a month ago, saying they were concerned that its speed limits might have expired and other councils might be in the same position. They had a legal responsibility to review those within 5 years and then a grace period of 2 years, and that didn't happen. Mr. Bridges said, in 2012, Auckland Council introduced a bylaw that amalgamated the speed limits set by the 7 territorial councils that merged to form the super city, biggest have on the face of the planet, because we're currently getting charged water rates. We don't have any incoming water from the council, we don't have any outgoing sewage lines from the council, yet we're charged for it. How's that work? Providing a service that they don't provide, and charging for it still. Where are we? It was unclear last night whether any of those 7 local authorities had failed to conduct the speed limit review required by law. The Labour Party spokesman on transport, Phil Twyford, said that given the number of councils likely to be affected, the number of invalid speeding tickets could be in the 10 of thousands. I'm sorry there, Phil Twyford, but you're a bit off on your numbers. Mr. Bridges said, "We don't know how many, but clearly a considerable amount of infringement notices have been issued, and we couldn't have the legal uncertainty that goes with it." In other words, it was acted fraudulently. They charged people fraudulently for something legally they had no right to do, and now they're trying to backtrack and cover their ass by writing more legislation. There's over 3,000 different acts within New Zealand, and you're supposed to know them all, because ignorance excuses no man. Just think about that. Everybody breaks legal rules of a society every day. It's impossible not to, because there's so many. Myself, I'm just a man. I act lawfully. I don't give a flying about legally. Okay, so where are we? Over the past 5 years, the total number of speeding tickets issued on all roads nationwide range between 50,000 and 80,000 a month. Alright? 50,000. Times that by 30. That's $1.5 million at 50,000 tickets at $30 each. That's $1.5 million a month that they're making in tickets. Times that by the 11 years. You know, it's way too much. The Minister said the government's top legal experts looked at a range of options for resolving the issues, but it was decided that the retrospective legislation was the only way to fix it. Really? Well, here's an insert out of the Interpretation Act Section 7. Have a look at it now. Make up your own decision. Get back to me. See you later, guys.
Hi, I'm Mike Bush. I joined the police 36 years ago. I joined because I wanted to make a difference in preventing road deaths and injuries. And to have that focus on prevention, we must be more mobile and more visible. Our results show that we're absolutely on track. Crime is at a 29-year low, and road deaths are the lowest since records began in 1950. One of the reasons our results are so good is because of the high levels of public trust and confidence. Those levels are at an all-time high. You have to retain and build on those levels of public trust and confidence. Because that's what enables us to do what we're here to do. And we all know what that is. To ensure people are safe and feel safe.